What do we have here? We have an incredible gift from Matt and Kim Durr.
Hey guys.
I'm Bob.
I'm Barb. Together we make up
HetteshWorld.
Today we are taking you on a tour of Indian Lakes RV Park, 1,000 Trails.
Batesville, Indiana.
We're doing it on the Can-Am, so stay tuned.
We're Bob and Barb. We've lived by the rules all of our lives, but in 2020 we threw that rule book out the window. We sold our home and moved full-time into an RV with our cat Amelia, and from now on we will be living life our way. Don't you want to come travel in our world?
This is Indian Lakes RV Park in Batesville, Indiana.
1,000 Trails and KOA.
So when you pull in, you're going to either, if you want, you can pull in here and you can stop right over here. And the guard check's over there, but this is their store. Their office is back there in the corner.
And they do accept packages for free.
Yep. We've seen them buried in there in packages. 1,000 Trails has a sales office here, and KOA has an office as well.
And they do have propane on site.
So when you come in, you can stop outside the gate here, or you can pull it here if you have to, but you have to go into the little guard shack up here and talk to either Brenda or Sherry, and they will get you checked in.
And you do get a card. You get a card to get you in the gate, and it's nice. They got an upper and lower, so if you're in a higher truck, you can still reach the card.
Yep. The card you pay $10 for. If you have two, then you pay $20. You are supposed to get that deposit back when you check out. We will find that out if they do.
You even have to take it out of the cardboard. Look at that, it's magic.
This park has several phases, and so there are some road closures because they're working on a new phase, but we're going to take you into phase one, the original phase, the original park.
And this is filled with annuals. This part of the park during holiday weekends gets rowdy.
Yeah, when we stay with us on this review, because when we're done just showing you the general tour of the park, we're going to sit down and really talk to you guys about this park, because it's an unusual park in what it offers, but also how it behaves. Now, today is Tuesday after Labor Day, so of course the trash is very full everywhere you go, but they do have quite a few trash receptacles all over.
Yeah, they do have lots of dumpsters. They do have some drop-off dumpsters too, so they got plenty of capacity for all the garbage, but man, lots of garbage. This park does have several lakes. One large lake, that is the Indian Lake, and I believe it's all catch and release, so it's not a fishing lake you can take your prize home with you.
You can swim in the lakes also, at least down at the one point they have like a little beach. You'll see that when we get to it. So this part has several fingers, where maybe a couple of years ago they started upgrading here and they put 50 amp back here, pretty much through the whole park for everyone.
On the right here there is a restroom and a shower facility for this area, even though, well, these don't all have sewer. There's some of them got they got their little portable black tanks underneath, 100-gallon tanks that they use. This loop we're going through right now has some vacation homes, fifth wheels, trailers. It does have sewer hookups here at this location. What I was told is it's somewhere in the $4,000 range to have an annual site at this park, which equates to about 9 months of this park being open.
This park has a lot of staff, and they also have hired help that cuts the grass. They're pretty much on top of things as far as maintenance, which is better than what it used to be a few years ago. They're under new management, I think, for the last few years, but they are on top of things, of keeping things clean, keeping grass cuts. If you're an annual permanent, you are going to be cutting your own grass. They don't cut your grass for you.
And if you refer back to our talk about 1,000 Trails and how they tried to haggle us, you'll see that this park is one of the parks that has received a boatload of money because it's a profitable park for 1,000 Trails. And you'll see in our tour here, you're going to see a lot of construction sites. Right now they're working on it, putting on 154 new sites. And as Barb said earlier, they did add 50 amps to almost every location in this park.
So how many sites are there here, Bob?
Right now, I believe this park has got 800 sites, and it will soon have close to 1,000. I think they're adding 154 sites in the back. I took us off the main loop. I'm going down here. I'm just going to show you the actual lake that gives this park its name, Indian Lake. So you'll be able to see that
here. But basically, I think this is all permanent stuff. I guess you can bring boats down here. You can swim at your own risk, it says.
Yep.
The golf course is straight ahead.
It's 9-hole, I believe.
Golf course. And
you get some kind of discount for being here, I believe. Just a little bit of history. When I was a teenager, many moons ago, this used to be called Tall Oaks, and it was this phase 1 park, and a couple of my neighbors had some campsites out here, and we used to come out here as teenagers and older teenagers and probably get a little rowdy.
Not as rowdy as they do today, I don't think. This is the park where, when I first retired, I said, I want to see what it's like to be at 1,000 Trails. So I was their activity director for just a season. And I did get to learn back then, it wasn't the new owner, that it is very hard to work at 1,000 Trails. There's a lot of work, and they didn't have as many workers as they do today.
There's a lot of management issues and a lot of turnover on management, and it just seems like it's part of the game. I don't know if it's your traditional parks or not. Probably your mom and pops, probably not so much, but these larger parks seem to have a lot of management issues. I think they have fights amongst the Indians, and that's probably politically incorrect.
It's an Indian lake, so it's okay.
Yeah, so that's probably what causes all that riffraff between the management and the workers.
As you can see from here, they have them packed in here very, very well. I mean, they're everywhere.
Yep. From what we were told, some of these original sites from back in the 70s and 80s were deeded properties, so these people actually own these properties, not just on an annual basis. They own these properties, so they can deed them to their family members. I can't vouch that for sure, but we were told that by several campers in this area. All right, we're coming up. We're leaving this section 1, and I'm going to turn a little bit right here, or Barb can swing her camera around, but you can see the gate is right there, and then straight ahead is the store with the propane.
This is phase 2. This is what I'm going to call the 1,000 Trails area. There are permanents on the outside of the loop. There's a restroom and stuff over here. They do keep the restrooms fairly clean. But this is the area that needs work. They do have 50 amp in here, but it needs work, and we'll show you that when we get down to it. But they're not going to do anything on that for 2 years.
Yeah, this is just going past these dumpsters. This is just another place they have dumpster areas.
There's a gentleman that digs cans out, which is great, but it's stinky when he does that.
And we found a lot of these parks, talking to management, they kind of keep these dumpsters in central areas because a lot of the annuals and permanents will throw their mattresses, their refrigerators, their TVs.
Do it anyway, still here.
They'll fill those dumpsters up, so they try to keep them where they can kind of manage the dumps. This park does have a lot of wooded areas. It's very beautiful, very park-like. So it is pretty.
We just passed a Vietnam veteran memorial that is maintained by the park.
Yep. Yeah, they added picnic tables back in here in this wooded area. It's pretty nice.
Kind of like a day-use area.
This is where, right now, all the mowers are here that are dropping their mowers to mow the park.
On the weekend, it's filled with people's trailers here and down here in the open field with trailers and extra cars. And
on the right side here is just another quick little loop. We won't go down there because it's all annuals, but it's just a big loop. This is some of the newer parts of the park. I think this is 4 or 5 years old. It does have a bathhouse and that back there.
Phase 4. When I used to work here, you could still camp here, but this is all permanents.
Yep. There is a permanent RV medic that's here site, and I see him working on a lot of these campers here. So if you need work,
well, we will take you in here because this is phase 4, the S1. And this is the only place that maybe has about 6.
This is the newest area. And last time we were here, was it back in April?
Yeah.
We had a site down here, but since then, they've sold a bunch of these sites here. And they're nice wide gravel spots. Unlike up there where we're at right now in section 2, the sites are very narrow, lousy drainage.
Yeah.
So when you get a lot of rain, it
gets swampy.
You're driving your vehicle in the mud.
This used to be their putt-putt and an old tennis court, scrap stuff, and a gazebo was back here. But now it's all been changed, and
Good job.
You can see all the piping and stuff where they're putting in for the sewers. So they're going back here all the way to where those are old RVs back there that have just been pulled out over time and left by people that weren't paying, so they just have them there. There's a bathhouse that's back there. And then normally this road here goes back and it turns.
Yeah.
Which we can't go down because they're working, but the cabins were over there.
If you look over the top of that truck there, you'll see a cabin. And there's like 4 cabins that got new metal roofs put on them. They're going to keep those. And there's a bunch of cabins here, but they're going to put some more of your traditional, look like little log cabins, little single wide trailers in here. But you can see on the right here, there's lots of spots that are being built right now. And they're doing a heck of a job. They're putting in the mesh, and they're putting in heavy bank run, and then going back over it with a finer gravel. They're doing one heck of a job on it, that's for sure.
This is the new pool that they put in. They opened it May of this year after we left. And I'm sure you've noticed that this video is a combination of both stays. Pool was, I forget.
$2 million?
Yeah, almost $2 million by itself.
Yeah, it's got a kids water park. The water park's on all the time when we're here. Maybe it's part of their filter system, I don't know, but it's always running.
Yeah, the pool opens at noon. We've not swum in this pool.
No, it's been crazy busy, so we're not into the being real crowded, but it does have a real nice bathhouse and a changing room area.
I'm sure these restrooms are nice, but every time I've come down here, they're locked.
See off to the right there, you'll see a lake, kind of a horseshoe looking lake that swings around.
They do a lot of business in their cabin rentals. This is where they show movies every Friday night back here. The recreation office is now back here as well. And they do have a big fire pit and gazebo and stuff back there. And we'll show you some of this. As you come over here, we've got a large dog park.
Yep.
Which is really nice. It's probably one of the nicest dog parks that we've seen. And this place has an incredible facility for kids to play in. We'll get closer to that in just a moment. But there's the gazebo over there.
Yep, it's beautiful.
And then we are coming up on what is the second pool. Over here they've got beach volleyball, they've got a cornhole set, they've got swings, they've got all kinds of things. This is another loop here that just goes down and turns around. That's all that it does.
Yeah.
So here's another shot of the Veterans Memorial.
Yeah, it's really neat. They got it all lit up. This first road on the right here actually takes you to the dump station.
This is the KOA section.
The sign out front says there's 100 sites through here. I'm not positive about that, but it's
110 altogether.
Yeah, so it's there's some pull-throughs. They all seem to have sewer.
This is a big fishing lake. We always usually see people fishing. Now this is actually kind of how we like our 1,000 trails. This is typically how it is Monday through maybe Thursday at most 1,000 trails. Quiet, peaceful. You can ride your bike safely, bicycle. The kids can ride their bicycles. It's a nice park to walk in. It's easy to walk. You can walk the whole park.
These two parks, the 1,000 Trails KOA, they're connected. You can access either one. There's no separate gate to get into it. It just when you pay to go to KOA, you go in these KOA sites.
So this is the section that we're in.
On the right side is the bathhouse, laundry facilities, and then we also have our dump station here. This is just several big loops come down through here. Compared to a lot of 1,000 Trails, they're really nice. Some of these inner sites have sewer, or you'll see a connected sewer where they're connected to just a tank, and they have to come by every couple days and pump them.
Jody comes by and pumps you out, and she always does it when you have guests.
But you'll see we had rain, so you'll see the mud on the
we had a
left
lot of
and right
rain
of the
here.
driveways.
We're going to take you over to our site and we'll show you what we have, and then we will sit down and talk. Originally we were
over at these sites over here.
Yeah, we were over here at what is you see is 2126.
Yep.
And it has no sewer.
These little pump out boxes right there, these connect like 3 sites, so they have to come by and pump these, which is not a big deal. The weird thing about it is the way the sewers are set up, they're all the way in the back, so you got to make a long run to get your sewer hooked up. We've been here 3 weeks, so the grass has kind of grown a little bit. They try not to. Some parks will really weed eat real close to your rig, which is kind of scary because you don't know what they're going to hit. but some of them are very cautious.
And then the fire pits are right up against the road. We did ride our bikes here times, but it was a little dangerous sometimes riding around here.
Yeah, you get run down by golf carts.
But let's go in and talk about everything.
That sounds good.
So that's pretty much what the park looks like. So tell me why. Hi, Amelia.
Want to be held?
Come here, sweetheart.
You want to see the subscribers?
Amelia, did you want to say hi to everybody?
Well, we were here for 3 weeks. Well, inside that 3 weeks was our Labor Day weekend. And this park has got, well, like I said, 800 sites, and I'd say 90%, probably 95% sold. So you got lots of different personalities, to say it nicely. Some people don't.
They're drunk.
They don't respect each other. They do allow gas and battery operated golf carts
and raptors
and side-by-sides, so they allow those to be in the park. It was supposed to be if they had a little utility bed on the back, but no. Raptors that are as big as my Ford truck driving around this park, and the speed limits are all posted 5 miles per hour.
Yep.
Nobody drives 5 miles per hour.
Except us.
In fact, we were riding our bicycles. I had my speedometer on my phone, and we were going
holding
7 and 8, and we had chains of golf carts behind us, following us, trying to push us on because they want to go, as fast as their golf cart will go. So
imagine 800 sites, okay? Not imagine the extra 154 yet. Every one of them has one golf cart, maybe two. And then there's thousands and thousands of kids with little bikes. And you got kids with training wheels. And they let the kids kind of go wherever they want to go, which is fine. A kid should be able to go. Yeah. But my fear is that they were going to get ran over. Trucks, cars, and Raptors.
Yeah, the other real big thing is they're supposed to be licensed, the people that are driving, the adults.
Yeah, licensed to drive.
There's kids 6, 7, 8 years old driving around a golf cart.
They were riding my butt on a bicycle.
And they don't know the rules of the road, so they get up to an intersection and they'll just drive right through it if you're not watching. No. So it's a very dangerous park. We even talked to them up front. We talked to Brenda, and of course she's stressed out. She stressed out over the weekend, and they just allow it. I mean, there's no policing of the golf carts, which
they try, but they said, what do you want us to do? There's only so many of us, and there's thousands of people out here. I mean, every weekend it's busy and it's heavily golf, and then on the holidays you have so much more.
I mean, everybody drives their golf carts around. I mean, we know that on the holiday weekends, we've been on holiday weekends already, it gets crazier, but this park here, I mean, it gets flat crazy, and there's people just looking to start fights.
Oh yeah.
I mean, even at our site here, I was away from the camper and Barb was here, and she had people that pulled in our driveway and dumping their beer cans out in our driveway.
The internet is very good here, by the way. We didn't talk about the internet. Verizon works very well. AT&T works very well. The park's supposed to have Wi-Fi. I couldn't really find it. So we had no trouble with the internet until Sunday night.
Yeah, 10,000 people here.
When it was even more worse than Saturday. For 2 hours there was no internet, and that's when he left because everybody was on something, I think. I mean, internet wise. So I can hear everything. Someone is screaming bloody murder outside. I'm in the camper, like, and then I look out the window, and then I hear this big loud Raptor. They're kind of where Bob parks in our driveway, and they're shouting and they're drunk, and everyone who drives around has their music cranked up, so it's a lot of music noise. And they're dumping out their beer cans, and we're trying to let the land dry out. So I finally go outside and go, hey guys, what are you guys doing? And they were like, what do you want? And I was like, hey, you want to maybe move on. I was trying to be
Get out of my driveway.
I was trying to be nice. And let's see, I was told I was ugly. I was told I was mean. They told me they were going to kick my ass. I mean, all kinds of things. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go in and call the park ranger, which there's nobody to come anyway, and I already knew that. But they must have sat outside forever screaming things then at me. I was worried they were going to do something to the camper, and then they drove around. They would come back every so often and stop and then go. And you could easily spot them, a black Raptor with a huge American flag on it. So, I don't know. 4 drunk girls, drunk, dumb, and stupid. No way to go through life. And I understand it's okay to drink and party. We're not against drinking and partying.
No.
Most people in this area were sitting around in their own little groups, enjoying themselves. But you had people up until the closing time anyway, a quiet time, just flying through here. Vroom, vroom, vroom.
Yeah, one thing I
And little
can't.
kids on bicycles. Sorry.
One thing I can say, it does seem like at 11 o'clock, the quiet time, it does get quieter here with the holiday weekend.
Yeah, we were surprised. We didn't expect it to happen, but it did.
And we never drove out in the section 1. We tried to ride, like Barb said, we tried to ride the bicycles during the day.
Yeah.
Crazy park, and all the personalities all thrown into a tight little area.
Yeah, drunken debauchery.
You had alcohol into it, and
Yep.
And then the worst thing about it is these people are driving these Raptors and these side by sides and the golf carts. I mean, of course, golf carts now are getting as big as a side by side with people jacking them up, putting big tires on them, and they go fast. You know, they'll go 20, 30 mile an hour.
Oh, some of them were doing 40. They set up front, and they can't.
Our door's coming open.
Our door is open. We're like, hello, who's out there? Amelia, stop trying to go outside.
So that's all we wanted to add to the park.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been, the 3 weeks have been great.
I mean, during the week, it's very quiet, nice. You can walk around, you can enjoy yourself, you can enjoy the amenities. On the weekends, it is very busy. It's a very busy park because the permanents, annuals, have parties and get-togethers, and all their friends and stuff come over, so it's a very busy park. And on holidays, it's a nightmare.
It's our home park. It's closest to our kids.
So the answer is, are we going to come back here again? The answer,
of course, is yes.
Is yes, because this park we'll come back to more than we would any other park because it's Indiana, and Ariel Rose Brown, as well as Rachel Brown and Rebecca Hettesheimer and Michael Brown
all want to see us.
Yep. I thought we wanted to see that.
Yeah, they want to see us. The thing we love about the park is that they're always innovative, so they're adding to this park all the time.
Yeah.
And they seem to keep it well maintained. It's well groomed.
Yeah.
There
was a lot of trash. They picked up a lot of trash.
Believe me, we've seen a lot of Thousand Trails that we will not return to, and you saw in our video.
Yeah.
But this would be, even if this wasn't our home base, we probably still would return to this park just because it is well kept.
Hi, Amelia.
I like it. I mean, it's just a nice Thousand Trails. I mean, you don't have a lot of Thousand Trails that are on this level that we've run into yet, and maybe we'll find them next year.
Let me talk a little bit about the employees that work here. They all appear to be unhappy, but this is not their fault. I mean, if you had to deal with what all they have to deal with,
Drunken debauchery.
I think they have very hard jobs,
Yeah.
There's a lot of work involved. It is very hard to work at one of these parks, so we would never knock any of these employees here. In fact, Brenda and Sherry up at the front work very hard, doing their best to get people in, get people situated, and then help you when they can. And they are great at the packages over in the little office.
Yeah, Barb had to wipe her eyes there because it seems like every time we come home, we kind of get the sinus cold.
You get sinus everywhere, all over the country, or pollen or whatever. But I'm from here. I should be able to handle it. No.
It's nice to be able to get your packages here, get your Amazon sent here, and not have to get charged extra for it. Yeah,
when we come home, we load up. So, we might spend $300-400 on stuff, supplies, just to get it here. We hope that you like our park reviews. We did want to be honest. It's a good park. You should... Oh!
I'll hold
it. Don't bang on the table, Barb. It's a good park. We recommend that you stay here. On the holiday weekend, maybe not. Maybe find someplace else, or just make sure you're in some hunkered down area where some drunk girl can't come get you. We want you to give us, hopefully, a thumbs up. Please like the video. Please subscribe. We know you're watching.
Yep.
So subscribe. Comment below. We love to read all the comments. We're going to do a shout out to Dave and Laura because they are our #1 commenter, and we love you guys. Thank you very much.
Yep.
And remember, click that notification bell to get notified. And remember, we're HetteshWorld.
Come travel in this wonderful world.
Bye.